Right, buddy, it's the Manchester United preview versus Liverpool. It's one of the biggest games of the Premier League season. One, as all Manchester United fans probably look out for at the start of the season when the fixtures are released. Now, it's a big game. Ruben Amorim versus Arne Slot, Premier League winners versus 15th place last season. It's a big, massive game, rivalry. And yeah, it's a very important game for Manchester United. Now, again, just to start off by saying, please do drop a like and let's get into it now. This game against Liverpool is huge. I think Liverpool, we know they're a top side. They're a very, very good team. Yes, their recent performances and results may not say that. They've lost beyond the bounds. But we have to say they are all away from home. Their home form has been fantastic this season with them not losing a game at home, beating the likes of Bournemouth and some other big teams in there, beating Arsenal. Yes, it was a narrow win. And I've watched Liverpool a few times this season. And it's obvious to say they're not the team of old. They've looked very, very good. But they weren't the team they were last season. And yeah, I think you look at the performances this season, they haven't been great, but I think we know they're still a top side. But I think if, as a United fan, you have to pick any time to play Liverpool, it would probably be around this time, where they've lost 3 games. However, this can also be a good thing. They could put United to the sword as well if they wanted, because we know they have a very capable team. And you look at the recent results we had there, the last 2 have been draws, 2-2 and 0-0. And then before that was obviously the 7-0 thrashing. So, listen, our last 2 results have been good there. I remember last season under Ruben Amorim, it was one of our best performances there. We looked very, very good. We had that Martinez goal and that Ahmad late winner. But then Liverpool obviously scored. I remember Euro making a key tackle. But yeah, Liverpool, they're a top side. We know the players they have. They got threats. They got quality all over the pitch. But I think there is ways United can definitely exploit them. I think Van Dijk and CUNHA have looked pretty shaky this season. And they do give you a lot of time on the ball. And I think that's where Sesko's importance comes into it. He has to be smart. I think going up aerially against Van Dijk and CUNHA, you are one of the best in the air in the Premier League. And stats prove that. They are going to be very difficult to win those area duels against. However, if you play off them or stick Sesko with the left back, for example, whether that's Kirkes or Robertson, Kirkes hasn't looked great this season either. You can definitely cause real problems, and then have players like Mbeumo, CUNHA running off Sesko into the central spaces. Because what Van Dijk don't like, you've seen it. If you look at the opening game against Bournemouth, if you look at the game against Chelsea as well more recently, he doesn't like when there were people running at him. Caicedo, he was backing off Semenyo in the first game. Like, there's numerous cases where we've seen it. Van Dijk don't really prefer players running at him. And I think with CUNHA and Mbeumo, that's their biggest asset, really, running at players. And I think you can definitely cause problems there. As I said, now you look at Liverpool, they haven't had the greatest start. Not greatest start, recent few games, but you look at United coming after an international break. We got that result before as well, which was massive against Sunderland, 2-0. And that was probably that was one of our better performances. But again, it's against Sunderland, and Liverpool's a totally different kettle of fish. Now, if you want to look at starting 11, in terms of team news, we know Martinez, he's getting closer to a return, but he will not be available for this game. We know Mazraoui could very well be potentially available. And Mazraoui is one of those players, he's a significant upgrade on Diego Dalot. And if he is fit and available to play a right wing back, I think Amorim will go for him and drop Ahmad to the bench. But going through my whole team, I mean, I haven't even talked about Son Lamont, who has to start this game, and I think he will. I think it was Ben Jacobs, he said after that game against Sunderland, he's now expected to get a run of games. He will be the number 1. Which is a real positive. I think he deserves it, and he looks very sharp and confident whenever he does step foot on the pitch. Although one time he stepped foot on the pitch, and also in training, apparently he's very, very sharp as well. And he had a good game against Sunderland. Again, it's going to be a difficult atmosphere for him at Anfield, obviously. But I've seen the quotes from Courtois as well, who again is a very, very good sort of mentor for Le Mans in the Belgium national team. Now, again, there's been a good international break as well for some of the United players. Bruno, I think the only injury scare was with Aiden Heaven. But yeah, I think everyone else is ready to go. Now, let's get into the team. As I said, Le Mans in goal. A back 3. Listen, I would be tempted to put Mazraoui in the back 3 instead of Luke Shaw, but I think I'd rather have Mazraoui right wing back and have Luke Shaw left centre back. So I'm going to go with Luke Shaw left centre back, De Ligt in the middle, Euro on the right. I think it's imperative to go for the pace of Euro. I think we've seen Maguire and De Ligt, and it just hasn't worked. You got Shaw in there as well. You need one quick centre back, and I think De Ligt's quick as well, but Euro is again rapid, so very good for recoveries. right wing back and left wing back. Dorgu on the left. I remember last season he went with Dalot left wing back. It was alright, he got down the sides, put some good crosses in, but I think go with a natural left footer in Dorgu. And go with Mazraoui right wing back now again. I think you will probably see Dalot start. I don't know how 100% Mazraoui is in terms of fitness, but hopefully he is ready for this game because we need his quality. I think as a right wing back, he's again on the ball, his crossing, his ability to link play as well is just so much better than Dalot's at the moment. And again, Ahmad again could be considered, but I think in a game like this, Liverpool away, I don't think he will start Ahmad, especially in that right wing back position. Into midfield now, again, it was this time last season where Ugarte was having one of his better performances for United, and when we played Liverpool last time out, he was very, very good. Now I think in this game, Casemiro will come back into the team. Again, it is a concern going to Anfield with Casemiro and Bruno as the two midfielders, but they are the strongest in Ruben Amorim's eyes, so why not keep them in there? Give them one opportunity to start. I think they're two very good players that can cause problems and are dangerous, especially Bruno. And I think Casemiro sometimes can cause problems for the wrong reasons. But yeah, I think those two in there. Again, Gravenberch reportedly is a doubt, but still that Liverpool midfield strong. I mean, you're going to need a lot of support and a lot of running and a lot of legs from players in there. So you could very well see Amorim go for Manuel Ugarte. Into the 10s, I think this is the obvious front three, CUNHA and Mbeumo, Sesko. You want to see if they can get some goals, create some chances. It would be good to see Sesko get some more goals after obviously that horrible article that was released ranking him the worst transfer of the summer. I think you want to see some goals from Sesko realistically. I think you can hurt Liverpool, as I said. Crosses, probably not the best way to go, but I think hitting them direct, running at them is probably the best way to go. And I think CUNHA, as I said, and Mbeumo, that's their biggest asset. And I think looking at getting Sesko involved as well will be a huge boost for Manchester United if we can do that. But that would be my team. Now let's look at Liverpool. We know where their threats are. Obviously, their goalkeeper's out. They've Marvadas really playing in goal. They've got like good defenders in terms of fullbacks who can again cause problems. In terms of the midfield, Gravenberch I think is out, but they've got McAllister, Szoboszlai, they got Wirtz in there as well, who again hasn't had the greatest season, but again he's someone who can cause problems in there on the ball. And then obviously the front three, Salah, and that's Isak, Ekitike, Gakpo. Like there's quality all over the pitch for Liverpool. And listen, Salah might not be in the game. I've watched him a lot of times this season. In that Burnley game a few weeks ago, he wasn't involved in it. In the Chelsea game, he wasn't involved. But he sometimes, and his record against United is pretty good in terms of goals, but he will always find a way to get a goal. And I think Salah, again, is a problem and something that United need to kind of look at trying to stop. And I think Dorgu, sure, he'll have support from the midfield as well. Need to really stop Salah because he's a threat who can always score goals out of nowhere. He doesn't even need to be involved in the game. Now, in terms of the score prediction, I'm gonna go for a draw. I think Liverpool, the results that they've had, United again, bit iffy at times with it coming off an international break. Typically, the games are pretty poor after international break. It's one of the toughest grounds to go to. Again, I would love a win more than anything. I think for Amorim to get a win at Anfield would be a huge confidence boost for the team. But I want to go there, play our way, play what we've been playing at times this season. Dominant, high press. Again, it'd probably be difficult to do that. But you want to see United get chances and manoeuvre the ball and not be afraid to play our way, because I think that was one of the good things we've seen from Ruben Amorim last season away at Anfield. He wasn't scared to press Liverpool and play out from the back and play in midfield. And I think that's something that we need to do. And we've obviously improved the squad now with CUNHA and Mbeumo. You've got Sesko in there as well. So I think it's the perfect opportunity to go for Liverpool. Again, it could be famous last words, but yeah, let's see what happens. Score prediction, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be a wicked game. United Liverpool's had some classics over the years. Also not some memorable classics. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, predictions. This has been the preview.